And we're back. Last time we were in Australia, we won the race in quite a dominant fashion. I wasn't honestly expecting to win at all, let alone win the way it did, but I did, so that's cool. But of course, now we have to deal with the second race in Brazil. Yes, for the kids looking, getting into Formula 1 for the first time and potentially watching this video, at the time, it was pretty common to see Brazil as the early parts of the season. Hell, in some seasons it was the season opener. So, yeah, and of course Australia, now we are used to seeing it as the season opener, or at least playing part of the first three races. But back in the day, not specifically 1999, but like 1995 until from the mid to early 90s and even 80s, it was the season finale. So yeah, just a little bit of just a little bit of trivia for the newcomers. Also, before we begin, I need to explain this. Turns out there's no French GP in this mod. I guess Page 13 didn't feel like reskinning an existing track, so he went and used Estoril instead, which, yeah, it's kind of a bit of a shame there's no French GP, but again, as I've stated plenty of times, these are to be taken on its own, so yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, we got a lot of things to talk about, so let's not waste any more time and let's get on to qualifying, shall we? At the edge of the top 10. Well, okay. Two-stop strategy this time. I feel pretty confident about this race because I won it in 1998. I know, different car and different car, but you know, I feel pretty confident about winning this race. So let's get on with things. It's one light, two lights, 3, 4, 5, and we're off in Interlagos. I said Barcelona. God damn it. But in the meantime, we're going to take over the place from Barrichello as well as Zanardi. We overtake both Jordan Smith, contact with Lucas, and also past DC. Let's see if we can actually overtake Lucas on the inside. There we go. As Michael Schumacher takes the lead, Irvine loses 2 positions.
That was a great overtaking maneuver. You made that look easy.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's try here. There we go, up to third. Right behind the magical 1988 duo of Häkkinen and Schumacher. In real life, of course. Ah, shit. Okay. Up to third. Schumacher leads, Häkkinen is second. And that's going to be lap number 1 in a few moments. There we go. There's Irvine into the Estrada Senna, but with a fan. Can we take the draft from Häkkinen, come to think of it? And yeah, the fuel is what it is. There we go. In terms of the real race, Mika Häkkinen won the race. Not too far away. Häkkinen won the race while David Coulthard stalled at the start and had to start from the pits because in the meantime he had to start from the pit. Of course, the mechanics had to jump start the car. And basically he had to start last in the pits, and then his gearbox failed him on lap 22. Michael Schumacher finished second, Hans-Olaf Frentzen finished third, and this was also the only race in Formula 1 race for the fast level race. This was the only Formula 1 race start for Stefan Sarrazin, because he had to replace Luca Badoer since he got injured, if I remember correctly. And of course got himself known by having got an enormous wreck where he spun out like 50,000 times. There we go. Ooh, nice. Past Häkkinen. And of course Barrichello's bad streak at home kept going, where his engine blew up when it looked like he was off onto a podium. Is my fuel any? No, it's not normal. Okay, now time to explain the elephant in the room, which I already teased in the description of the last video. Fast off of the race in the meantime, hopefully. Yep, fast off of the race. Okay, you know what? Let's see if I can overtake Michael and then see what I can talk and ooh. What the fuck were you doing there, Michael? But we take the lead. Alright, now time to explain the elephant in the room. If you played the 1999 mod before, you might have noticed that the cars look a little bit different. And that is because what I did is that I've installed the updated car pack by Fang Nguyen, the same guy that has done the mods from 2020 to 2025 for F1 2014, and well, Fang and Haziwa, the guy that made the 2001 and 2004 mods again for this game. He made some of the steering wheels. And I've installed it, and it looks fantastic. Now the cars look a lot better, and of course we got more accurate wheels. Now the car pack is on the F1 Modding Community's Discord server, and well, the description says that it is not well, it doesn't say it is not compatible. It says that it works. These internals work a little bit differently from the Pedro mod. Mainly the how the car files were programmed. Just to make an example, here the Stewart I'm driving in Pedro's mod, they're coded to the Toro Rosso files, like the TR2 folder that is on F120 on the game folder. In Fang's pack, they're connected to Red Bull because what he did is cutting the cars to we went for a oh god, what's the term again? I had a term, but I completely forgot what it is.
You have a 2-second gap to the car behind.
Ah, shit.
To keep it clean so he doesn't get a chance to overtake.
He went for more of a legacy route. As I said, Pedro Stewart is connected to Toro Rosso files. This is connected to the Red Bull files because, of course, this is what Stewart became. He became Red Bull through Jaguar and, of course, Red Bull. Another example would be Mercedes. BAR. Now, I don't remember which files is BAR in Pedro's mod, but in Fang's car pack, it's Mercedes, because again, that's what BAR eventually became. It was BAR, then it became Honda, then it became Braun, and now it's Mercedes. So what I had to do was, now fortunately, some of the files are exactly like Pedro did. Like the, for example, Jordan is connected to the Arrows files. To the Force India. Jordan is connected to the Force India files in both Fang's pack as well as the mod. Basically, there was a lot of connections, more than you can think. So what I ended up doing is that I renamed all the files. That did not match. In this case, Prost, BAR, Minardi, and of course Stewart, and it worked flawlessly. So basically, this is like a big fucking Frankenstein mod. The base is Pedro's mod, but the cars are Fang's. Which also answers another question of potentially releasing this version of the mod, and the answer is no, definitely not. Because, not only because of course I do not have the authorization from Fang to to re-release to release the cars, but also because the guy has been working on a 1999 mod himself, or themselves actually, should I say more. So chances are you should wait for that instead. Although I don't know if he's still working on it. I would assume he's not, because well, they're working on the 2025 mod, and I assume they're already working for the 2026 stuff. So I don't expect them to be working on the 1999 mod on their version of the 1999 anytime soon. But yeah, at this point, just wait for that. But if you really cannot wait, again, there's the original 1999 mod for there's the original 1999 mod on overtake.gg/the race department. It's still a pretty cool mod regardless. So yeah.
We think the car behind is running on full revs. He's trying to close the gap.
Speaking of, am I? Okay, I'm okay. My fuel is getting a little bit better. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Very nice. Actually, when is my pit stop again? Lap 11. No, lap 11. So in 3 laps time. Okay. That's my tires are already orange. Jesus. And now, if you're asking, I don't think anybody's working on doing the same thing for 2000. So once this is done, it'll be Peter's original vision of the mod. So, yeah, full disclosure here. Also, as I said in a post over at the Formula 1 channel, the department channel, Formula ES has been cancelled. And I already said that number one, I have a backup plan which will start tomorrow, which is the quasi My Universe career mode things. Even though we're not using career mode, we're using Grand Prix mode because it's a little bit easier to actually hide some of the janky stuff on that, because I haven't changed the... I only changed the names of the number of the drivers and the teams, didn't change, and didn't go much more into detail, which of course would sound pretty stupid. It would look, well, look pretty stupid in career mode. And of course, I wasn't going to, you know, go so deep into something that it doesn't really matter. And the other one is restructuring of the rule before FAS. And what I did was to take the original mod made by Chrysalis BR, who's also in the F1 modding Discord server, and put it on the F1 25. Put it in the folder where I have the F1 25 mod. Only the cars, so the performance are going to be what Fang and their team came up with. Mostly because I wanted to have to drive the additional tracks they made, so Qatar, Zandvoort, and for that. In the meantime, into the pits we go. Lean mix. Is somebody going to follow me? Yes. Irvine doesn't, as per usual. Alright, boys, make it quick, please. There we go. We're gonna rejoin 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
Watch out for traffic as you rejoin the track.
Okay. Alright then. The calendar has been figured out. The teams and drivers are going to be exactly the same. But the mod is going to feel different because, of course, it was designed with the super grippy cars of 2025. So you're gonna see this picture. So you're gonna see this thing of well, basically 2012 cars. You're gonna see this. You guys see this picture of 2012 cars taking corners flat out when they really shouldn't have.
You're much faster in sector 1. We're only 2 seconds behind this guy. Keep pushing.
But also, I'm probably going to start, which is going to be called Formula Fantasy now.
There are quite a few cars in the pits right now. Watch out for cars exiting the pits.
But I'm probably going to start it after I'm done with the 1980 mod, since there's only one race left, the United States Grand Prix. And also because I have to, once again, change all the the driver names and the team names, so it's gonna take a little while. Also, fun fact, on the F125 mod, there's also an option for 11 teams, and the 11th team is Apex from the Formula 1 movie. But,
Watch out for the car behind. He's only 2 seconds down on you. He might try and overtake if you make a mistake.
this, oh, lap 22 I think it was? No, lap 23, okay. And, not a fast lap of the race, but...
Management has been excellent this race. Great job.
I mean, it still says optimal, but you say you, I guess. Schumacher fast lap of the race by almost a second on my best time. Was more like 7 tenths? No, 8 tenths. No, yeah, 7. No, 8 tenths. I cannot math. All right. And, okay, Michael is coming in, but, I mean, in the sense of he's catching me up. There we go. By the way, I haven't watched the Formula 1 movie, still. I had a friend that did, and he actually liked it a lot. I think I've said this already, but Irvine fast loved the race. In the meantime, he did enjoy the movie a lot. Oh, there's Michael. There we go. He did, and
The car behind is running on full revs. He's trying
he
to
did enjoy the movie a lot, to which I'm actually surprised because I thought it was actually going to be pretty garbage. But it's I haven't. Okay. It is true that I haven't heard anybody saying this, but I thought, so bad that nobody wants to talk about it, or so irrelevant that, so mediocre that nobody wants to talk about it. In the meantime, no, Michael, you stay behind.
management has been excellent this race. Great job.
Let me check. Okay, now it's all good. There we go. Wait. That. Oh, okay, that's why. I completely forgot to. I completely forgot to put it back at standard. But hey, now I guess I have enough to make it to the end of the race, I guess. But yeah, I haven't watched the movie, and likely I never will watch it because, you know, I don't watch that movies to begin with. So yeah. In fact, I don't even have a Netflix subscription. I know it's on Apple Plus, but still. Apple TV Plus, or whatever the fuck that thing is called, but I don't have that. I do have Prime, but I don't use to watch shit. I only use it for to get stuff the next day I buy it. It's my parents that actually watch the use Prime Video more, my Prime Video more. well, I was watching Stargate SG-1, but then they ended up adding it to MGM Plus, and I said, yeah, no, screw you. Okay. Michael is still there, but it doesn't really matter. Not right now. Okay, nice. Actually, the original idea that I had was to make the actual series, this series, on the original version of the mod, and then use these cars as a, shall we say, companion series, where this one is going to be, you know, serious and all that, while that one just goes completely fucking insane. You know, custom tracks, custom things, you know, that stuff. But I might actually do it anyway, maybe with the O1 mod. But again, I don't know if I want to do it. I do want to do it.
The car behind is a second down on you. 1 second.
I want to do it, so maybe. In the meantime,
The car behind is on standard reds. Car behind is running standard reds.
so are we for that matter. So speaking of Formula AS, one of the biggest complaints that I had about Formula AS, as stated in the post, is that the races were generally too frustrating to make. Not gonna lie, some races took me up to 4-5 attempts because I either lost my front wing right at the very beginning or crashed out. So it wasn't a very fun experience. So what I did was to do a race on vanilla F1 2012 with no mod whatsoever, and I haven't felt
You've lost a little time to the car behind.
like my car was going to spin out on me at all in that race. It was a 50% race in Australia with Andretti Autosport, which is a reskinned Sauber. While on a Formula AS, yeah, I was genuinely scared that even the stupidest of curbs, like a curb on the straight, was going to spin me out. I guess the creator did changes to the physics, I'm not too sure, but yeah, that was not a pleasant experience. Not to mention that F1 2012 did not have gradual steering help, gradual braking assist. It was either on or off. It didn't have lowest, off, lowest, low, medium, high, all that stuff, like the games from 2014 up until now have. It was on or off. So okay. And just for the kicks, I tried to convert it for. I tried to not convert it. I tried to put it on F1 2014 just for the kicks, and the game crashed as soon as I tried to load the track. I mean, I know. What was I thinking? But, you know. Might as well try. There's a conversion process, but apparently there's no tutorials anywhere, not even on the F1 Discord community, on the F1 gaming Discord community, on the F1 modding Discord community, and I don't exactly feel like having to ask that because chances are it could be like a very fucking tedious process, and I'd rather not want to deal with that. I mean, just to do the car swaps for this mod took me an amount of time I am not willing to disclose. So who knows how long it'll take me to do that. But in the meantime, we have to pit? Yeah, no, next stop we have to pit, okay. Alright, nice. And now time for the pit, for a stop. Here comes the Michael, but he's going to back down, at least for now. We're looking good for our second win in a row. Which now begs the question, however, if I decided to make the series on F1 2014 right from the start, I'm pretty sure I would have won Melbourne. Instead of finishing third and struggling with the car starts spinning it like hell.
You're coming up on a group of slow-moving cars. Try to pass them quickly.
Well, I'm not gonna pass them because I have to pit. Is LaMichael going to pit alongside me? And into the pits we go. And okay, he did. Through goes Irvine. Hakkinen goes to the pits. And back out we go. Ah, oh, for fuck's sake. Alright.
There's some traffic at the pit exit. Watch out as you rejoin the track.
Okay, now the other things are two. Either I pass Michael entirely on merit, or use him trying to overtake other cars to overtake him myself.
So look after your tires.
Well, let's go to Rich Mix. We have the fuel, so we can do it.
We're faster than the guy ahead in Sector 1. Let's see if we can use that to our advantage.
Okay, not... That is, I think, who's pitting? Oh, Lucas. Okay, now we're up to second. Everybody else are all lap cars. It's a battle between me and the Michael for the win. Getting closer, we're getting closer, we're getting closer, but not close enough.
Your rear tires look a little cold.
Ah.
To warm them up.
Shit.
Looking at the radar, it looks like we might have light rain in about 15 minutes.
Okay, there we go. We are back into the lead. No, you don't. Well, he's got me right now, but it's gonna break harder,
Ahead, stay alert.
and that is going to be me. But he's still there. No, what are you doing there, Michael? Your name is not Valentino Rossi, yeah. That was stupid. Now we got Aminardi up front, and that is Genet. Current commentator for Sky Italia, for Formula 1 races, by the way. And that's the BIR. Ooh, right. Here's another thing for the newcomers in relation to the good, quote-unquote, old days. As I said, the BAR is now Mercedes. In 1999, BAR, which was their debut season after buying out Tyrrell, they decided to race in the 1999 season with two different liveries. The white and red Lucky Strike livery that was going to be driven by Jacques Villeneuve, and BAR was made specifically for Villeneuve. The whole team was built around them. Because Craig Pollock was he bought shares into Tyrrell. Actually, no, he bought shares. He convinced BAT, British American Tobacco, to buy the team, and BAT put Pollock, who was Villeneuve's manager at the time, in charge of the whole operation. And that's Ricardo Zonta. Villeneuve was going to drive the Lucky Strike red and white livery, while this guy, Ricardo Santa, was going to drive the blue and yellow 555 livery. 555, of course, being another Lucky Strike, and 555 being brands owned by British American Tobacco. And you can do that kind of thing in IndyCar and NASCAR, where you can drive. You can be part of the same team, but run different paint schemes. And Formula 2 and Formula 3 do the same thing too. The Red Bull junior drivers race with Red Bull schemes, Red Bull theme schemes. So you can do that in North America and in Formula 2 and Formula 3. But in Formula 1, the rule is you need to the livery has to be the same for both cars. Some very little things, some minor details can be changed, can have different colors from one car to the other, but the cars need to be exactly the same. Same sponsor placement, same everything, same color, same everything. And BAR tried to put the issue through the European government, who just laughed and told them to go away. As a result, BAR were forced to, Pollock decided, BAR decided to put the two liveries together in the same car and connect them through with a zip. except the end of the nose cone, which is completely silver, for other sponsors, like of course BAT themselves and Renard, who were the company that built the chassis. That they were also supplying IndyCar at the time. They were at the time like V chassis to make to have.
Rain in approximately 10 minutes.
The winning combination of the car at the time was Renault chassis, Honda engine, and Firestone tires. Because yes, even at the time there was a tire war between Goodyear and Firestone. That was the combination to have, and that combination prompted Chip Ganassi to win 3 championships in a row. 1996 with Jimmy Vasser, and 1996, 1997, 1998 with Alex Zanardi. Yeah, the successes that Zanardi had in IndyCar were the reason why he got signed by Williams for 1999. Problem is that that did not go well at all for Zanardi. You should check, and there are definitely videos that talk about what a fucking nightmare of a season Zanardi had. The guy basically was dealt a bad hand, and he simply couldn't react to anything. But yeah, that's the story of the split livery for BAR, and ooh, oh boy, here's another interesting story. Again, as I said, in 1998, 1999 is filled to the brim with stories. But if I can actually catch up to them, I could say it. But another big story of 1999 was about arrows. In 1999, arrows wasn't looking all that great. All the sponsors that they were in 1998 were gone, like Danka, Zapter, they were all gone, and from all the sponsors they had, they only had one, that being Repsol, courtesy of Pedro de la Rosa. So, to help them out, there was this Nigerian prince that was going to sponsor them, give them a lot of money, this prince was going to give them a lot of money and sponsor them. And the T minus logo on the side pods is basically what this Nigerian prince and this T minus thing was apparently supposed to be like a reseller. They'd buy things from they buy stuff ranging from energy drinks to cars to bikes to everything, to all this stuff, and of course resell it with the T minus brand. As Victor Abad, a Spanish Formula 1 based YouTuber said, it's basically an AliExpress but of Nigeria. The problem is that guy was a scammer, and arrows fell for it with all the shoes. Of course, the prince did not give them a single dime, and when it came time to pay up, the guys disappeared into thin air. And unfortunately, that thing is often considered the death blow for arrows. Okay, they were struggling for a little while. They've been struggling since 1996, because but rather 1987, for a multitude of reasons. Overspent to get Damon Hill on board in 1987, the defending champion. A lawsuit involving some companies, and Pedro Diniz, who was one of the drivers in 1997, and he was brought in to recover the cost of for Hill's paycheck, basically. But the whole T-minus shit is basically what caused Arrows to die in mid-2002. So, yeah, that's a really weird-ass story. And now the guy is, I don't know, somewhere. The name is Prince Malik Ado Ibrahim. Of course, it's not as crazy as Pablo Escobar being potentially involved in Formula 1, but that's a different story, and I honestly don't remember. I actually remember it. I actually don't remember. I remember a few things. This driver was basically a Sicario for. Oh God! He wasn't actually. No, he was a race car driver that was sponsored by Escobar, and once he retired from racing, he basically became a Sicario for him. It's a really, really interesting story. If I can remember, if I can find it, if I find that video where they talked about it, I'm gonna say it here. And of course, speaking of shitty sponsors, this was the Shannon Group that pretty much killed 40. Then who else? Literally every single co-owner that LaRousse had. Which were mainly murderers, actually. There was Jean-Pierre Van Rossum. Holy shit, Jean-Pierre Van Rossum. That's an awesome story. Not so awesome for the guys that own the team that Van Rossum sponsored, but still an awesome story nonetheless. Of course, Andrea Moda, but everybody knows it. Life, another story that I'm pretty sure everybody has heard at least once. Like, there's a lot of... Although Life is more on... more straight up incompetence than just malicious intent. But in any case... around the final corner as it is just about to rain, and we're going to make it 2 for 2. We win the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Great job, what a win.
And so, we win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Second is Michael Schumacher. Third is Eddie Irvine. And that is Mika Hakkinen, David Coulthard, Heinz Franzen, Damon Hill, Lucas Lundin, Rubens Barrichello, and Alex Zanardi rounding out the top 10. Yeah, I'm surprised that Zanardi actually scored a point. But yeah, Perrodin is the last of the lead cars. And Pedro La Rosa, Toro Takagi, Luca Badoer, Jacques Villeneuve, Marc Genet, and Ricardo Zonta all a lap down. Zonta, of course, wins last car. And now I'm going to check the replay for the thumbnail, and then we'll see you for the standings and the end of the video. So, see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. And so, we are still leaders of the championship, 70 points clear of Michael Schumacher. Coulthard is in third, Eddie Irvine is in fourth, Mick Hakkinen is in fifth, Franzen, Lundin, Hill, Barrichello, Fisichella, Wurz, and Zanardi rounds up the point scorers. And both Saubers, both Prosts, both Arrows, both PARs, and wait, hold on a minute. What? Okay, and both Bernardis are pointsless. And of course, now Ferrari takes the lead of is the leaders of the constructors. Second is Stewart, third is McLaren, fourth is Jordan, fifth is Williams, and sixth is Benetton. And with that, we're gonna end the video here. So, if you liked it, give it a like. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you get the next video drops. I have nothing else to say other than see you next video, everybody. This is Alpha, signing out.